What is up, guys? It's been a minute, but you know what time it is? It's hammer time! Because I got some tea I'm about to spill for you guys today. So grab your popcorn, grab your pop, buckle up, and stay tuned for this story time because it's going to blow your guys' mind. You're not even going to believe what I'm about to tell you, but it's real. Oh, I'm telling you, it is real what I'm about to tell you. So anyways, I just want to apologize and tell you guys I'm sorry that I took a 2-month break and I haven't been here for y'all, but I've been working on so much, and this next week I have so much videos I'm going to be uploading almost every single day. So subscribe and stay tuned because you'll never know when I'm posting those videos, but it's going to be pretty much every day, so you kind of do know. Anyways, before I spill the tea, I also want to tell you guys that I'm going to be not putting any edits into this video, and I'm just going to say what I gotta say and I'm gonna post it. I'm not even gonna watch it. So if I look retarded, I look retarded. It's whatever, that's life, right? So anyways, let's take it back. 2 months ago, before my last video that I posted, a friend from Saskatoon was like, can I come visit you? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So he comes out here and he's like, I'm dropping off a friend, I'll stay for 3 days and I'll go home. And I'm like, for sure. So he comes out the first night, we all are like, let's have some drinks, we're all 19, like, it'll be good. We have some drinks and instantly like everything just starts going wrong. He pushes my friend's already crying. He tries to drink and drive and I'm like, no, you can't drink and drive. So I push him, he beats me up. This guy on the side of the street jumps in, he beats this guy up, beats up his friend, and then he puts a hole in my wall and then the cops come and he gets arrested that night. So the next morning he comes over and he's like, I'm so sorry, Chanel, I didn't mean to do that. And I was like, apologize to my friends. And he's like, yeah, I need to do that because like they don't even know me, they probably think I'm crazy. So he apologizes to my friends and he's like, I'm on my way home now. And I'm like, we're all like, no, like if we all can just stay sober these next 2 days and have a really good day, that'd be great, and you can go home. So then 2 days come around and we're like going camping and my friends are like, yeah, I got some acid, let's all do acid. And I'm like, guys, like, look at what just happened to Brayden. But everyone was like, no, no, no. Like, one time won't hurt. Everything will be fine. He'll go home the next day. You said his name. So then, the next day comes around, and my friends are like, we are going to, he's going to stay here, and me and him, we're going to go camping again. So they go camping again, do more things. And then they're like, yep, Brayden's moving here. He's not even gonna freaking go home. He's gonna live in Kelowna with us now. And I'm like, okay, that's awesome because I love him. Me and him best friends since grade 7. But how is he gonna move here? So then they're like figuring all these ways. They go to Edmonton, get in this huge car accident because they wanted to do some freaky shit while they're driving. And that didn't end up working out too well. So then they spend a whole week in Edmonton and they come back from Edmonton, and then they stay at my hotel when they get back. And my friend starts to realize that my other friend's literally crazy. Not crazy, okay? He's not crazy, but he's going through mental issues, okay? You can't do drugs like that when you have a mental illness. And she's like, you know what? I need to get out of this situation. So she begging me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I have work. I have a life. I'm sorry, I love you, but I can't get you out of the situation because you got yourself in the situation. So she gets her parents to help her, her parents help her, and that whole night, he literally goes crazy in my hotel work, and 10 free guests had to get free rooms that night. And so I come to work at 6 a.m., okay? I start work at 6 a.m., I come to work, and the dog's running around the parking lot, his dog. And I'm like, what the hell? And like, I love this dog, man, but this dog has been mistreated so much. He was left in a car for almost the whole day. It was like, so much crazy things happened to this dog. And I was like, this dog was just in a car accident and now it's left in a parking lot. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is happening right now? So I go inside and they're like, yeah, this dog's been in the parking lot for 3 hours. Like, can you take it up to the room? So I take it up and they're like, yeah, he was talking to a wall all night. Like, we don't know where he is. So I call him and he tells me that he's driving to Vancouver to get his friend. And I'm like, you can't drive to Vancouver right now, like you can't. So he drives to Vancouver anyways, and the cops come to my work and I'm like, yeah, he's in a drugs, I do psychosis, he's been in this psychosis before. You guys really need to help him. Like, I love him. Like, I think something's gonna happen to him. And they're like, well, he's 21. There's nothing we can do for him if he's not a harm to himself or other people. But he's driving to Vancouver with $0, okay? $0, no gas in his car, but he's gonna get to Vancouver somehow. So he ends up getting stuck on the side of the highway, and I get a call at 8 o'clock that night from the cops saying that he was running down the highway doing some crazy ass shit. And I'm like, I told you. So he was in the hospital for 3 days, and then my friend instantly feels bad again. She's like, maybe like he got help, like I just need to help him get back to Saskatoon. So he gets out of the hospital, he makes his way back to Kelowna because he got his parents to send him some money, and my friend's like, we need to help him. After she changed her number, she went to the hospital, got her whole body examined, like literally, like pretty much changed her whole life around, but was like, nah, I still need to help this guy. And I'm like, okay, we'll help you. So then he's like, yeah, if you take me to Vancouver, I'll run my business there. I have a bunch of sales because he sells a bunch of like headphones and just a bunch of random things. I have a bunch of sales there. I'll make enough money to get home. So I'm like, okay. I go to Vancouver with him. Lies to me. The whole trip was just about seeing my friend because my friend was also in Vancouver on a family trip. So the whole trip he's just going crazy about how he has to see my friend. And I'm like, okay, dude, like my friend's not here for you. We're here to work. You can see her like for a couple hours, but like this whole trip is not about her. It's about us getting money so you can go home. But no, I was lied to the whole time. So then the whole trip just goes to shit, man. We're going home and my friend's parents end up seeing him. The whole thing goes blah, 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 blah. Everyone's shitting on me, okay? So then he wants me to freaking drive the car back to Vancouver after I just had an ulcer. I threw up black stuff that whole entire weekend. Like, I was like going crazy. Like, man, like this whole time I was just stressed out because I felt like I put my friend in a stupid situation. I didn't understand the mental illnesses that he was having at the time and how mixing drugs and alcohol with mental illness, like when someone isn't dealing with their mental illness properly, is not good because you're not being responsible and things are just not going to happen because people's brains just go everywhere. So then I'm starting to realize, like, okay, like this is just too crazy. My friend hates me because I was honest with her parents and told her parents like I wasn't with her for most of this. I'm just trying to help him get home. Her parents didn't want me to see her anymore. They're like, we hate you, because like they thought I was with her in Edmonton and all this stuff. So then I just tell them the truth. So she hates me for the whole day. I'm literally thinking I'm gonna lose my best friend, and I'm like crying all day, having a panic attack, thinking I'm losing my best friend. And then he almost forces me to drive. So then my other friend who came on the trip with us, who like wasn't like, we weren't really close then, but like we were friends, and like it was just weird that he came with us because we've had history. And then he ended up kind of blowing up because he's like, this guy's going crazy, like why did I come here with this person, like why am I here? And I'm like, I'm sorry, like I didn't think any of this would happen. And then so then we let the guy who doesn't even have a license drive, almost crashes the car going 140, almost kills us. So then my friend's like, yeah, I'll finally drive my car again. And I'm like, thank you. Like, I just threw up black stuff for like 5 hours last night, but yeah, thanks. So he drives, and 2 days later, I end up going to the hospital. Turns out I have an ulcer, which no 19-year-old girl gets an ulcer. And I also had like platelet disease maybe, and which means like my cells weren't working properly. And so I was in the hospital for 2 days. They wanted me to keep me for an extra night, and I was like, there's no way in hell I'm staying here. Like, I'm going home. So I leave, I go home, and while all this is happening, my roommate moved in her boyfriend, which I agreed to, and then also moved in our other friend from the States, who we never really actually, I wanted him to move in, but like we never actually talked about it. And like one time she gave me the idea, and I was like, yeah, like for sure. But like she never actually told me he was coming, and then just boom, it was like a week later he's coming. And I was like, yeah, but there's like 3 people in our house now. So like I never got the chance. So right as I get out of the hospital, there's 4 people living in a 400 square foot house. And so Brayden, or my friend, is still here, and I'm going crazy, and I'm just like, I live in a 400 square foot, 1 bathroom, 4 people, but technically 6 people because my other friend and my 2 other friends keep coming and showering. So I'm literally going insane. I'm like, I'm supposed to move to Vancouver in a month and half of these people don't have jobs, half of these people don't know what they're even wanting in life, half of these people don't have goals, like half of these people don't have ambition, like these people don't know what they actually want. Like I'm the only one here who really wants to move to Vancouver and like literally get all of this like grind on, you know? And so I'm like, damn, like this really isn't gonna work out. Like everyone's just going crazy, no one's like listening to even what I have to really say. Like anytime I would say something, like people would listen, but like they just do the opposite. So I'm like, hey, my opinion doesn't really count. I need to get out of this house. So I start looking for a new place to live. And my friend's like, yeah, I want to move out too. My family's not really liking it. Like she decided to like move out with me. So we get our own place, we move in, and we told my other friend from Saskatoon that we'll help him get his shit together. We'll help him if he can work on his mental health, if he'll talk to a counselor, and if he'll get a job, because he had CERB money coming in so he could like help with the rent and everything. So we're like, yeah, for sure, once you get your CERB money, you help with the rent and everything will be good. So then the 2 days roll around and he's like, my other friend who moved from the States comes over and they're like, yeah, we're all gonna do a bunch of drugs again. And I'm like, no, you guys aren't. Like if you're living in my house, there's no drugs, okay? No drugs. Like you just even coming into my house and you do drugs, you're getting a fucking kick in the ass and you're getting the boo out this door, man. Because I don't got time for fuckery, okay? I don't got time for people's minds to all be like, ugh. No, it's grind time. I want to be freaking a business owner in the next year, man. That's not gonna happen when you're on drugs. And he did not understand that. So we had this huge fight about how he could not do drugs. And he's like, if I just do it once, like it's okay. And then he'd go back and forth. And finally I was like, get out. And he was like, okay. I'm okay to get out. So he does drugs that night and he comes back to the house the next day and he's like, can I grab my shit? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. So he comes over here and he's like, I'm God. I run the world. I never have to work. I can just live off people my whole entire life. I can just like give like whatever. Like I don't respect my friends because like I already know them. I don't need to respect them. And I was like, yeah, I'm not having this in my home. Let's get out of my house now. And I was so mad. He was like, no, this is my house. I'm like, no, it's not, honey. You can get out right now. And he's like, I'm not getting out. And I grabbed his stuff. It was right there. I picked it up and I threw it out the door and I was like, get out of my house. So then he finally got out. And then he forgot his phone. So then my friend that night had to go drop off his phone for him. And then as she's dropping off his phone, I'm not there. I'm here chilling at the house. And he is talking about how I'm a demon and how she doesn't want to date him because of me. And like, I'm the problem here and that she needs to get away from me. And she's like, dude, you're talking crazy. Like, I don't even know what you're saying right now. Like, she's not the problem, you are. If you could just realize what you're doing and fix it, like everything would be fine. And he was like, no, like she's a demon. So then she's like, okay, I'm calling her to come pick me up. This is crazy. So she throws all of her stuff that she bought all over the ground and then starts like grabbing her phone. And she's like, no. So he literally like pushes her, pretty much beats her up, grabs her phone and just starts smashing it. So then the bus driver's like, what the hell? And the bus driver calls the cops. So then the cops come, and the cops like, yeah, there's no proof that he smashed your phone. Even though a bus driver called the cops and everything, like, there's no proof or anything. So he's fine. Like, we're just gonna drive you home. So she drives him home, and she's in here just screaming. And she's like, I make my money from the internet. How the fuck am I supposed to live now? What am I supposed to do? Both of our parents are out of town. We have no Wi-Fi. We literally can't get a hold of anyone. What are we gonna do? So I'm like, okay, we'll go over there. You can at least get your phone to fix it, and then everything will be good. But she didn't explain to me that, like, the phone was not there, so I didn't really realize it either. But I was like, okay, we can have his phone for a couple of days, and then you can get a new phone, and everything will be good. So we go there, and I let her go up there by herself. And then she comes back downstairs, and she's freaking out, seeing that she got, chased by a torch. Like, he had a torch on chasing her, trying to touch her with his fire. And I'm like, okay, that's not happening. So she runs back upstairs. I somehow get in the building because like some random person lets me in, and I go upstairs and he's literally choking her out. Everyone's in the hallway screaming, like my neighbors, everyone who lives in that place, everyone's like freaking out. And mind you this, like my name is on that, like my name is the only name that is on that lease at that place. So if anything happens to that place, it's all a liability on me. Like my roommate didn't like know the landlord at all. Like I'd do the e-transferring, I'd pay all the bills for the utilities and everything. So my landlord didn't even really know that I moved out. So like I'm freaking out because I'm like, these neighbors are literally gonna like tell my landlord and all this. So then I go to take a video of all this so I could have it on proof. He takes my phone, runs all the way downstairs, smashes it on the ground to pieces. And I'm like, what the hell? So my phone's gone. He literally starts choking me out, pushes me into the elevator. So then the cops come, and the cops are like, yeah, why did you guys come back here? And we're like, what do you mean? Like, he just smashed her phone. Like, we came to get her phone back. She has no phone. No one can just smash someone's phone and nothing happens. And they're like, yeah, like, we told her that she couldn't come back here. And I'm like, well, this is my place. Like, my name's on that, like, lease. And they're like, well, your roommate's saying that you're my ex-roommate, you're trespassing. And I'm like, no, you can talk to my landlord. Like, there's nothing we can do. Like, it's their word against your word. And I'm like, do you want me to go bring my lease papers? Like, do you need me to go get, like, and I was just getting so fed up. I was about to punch this cop. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to calm down, get myself out of the situation, and walk away. So me and her left. And then the freaking next day we go, because all my friends are texting me saying that he's gonna murder me, that he's on his way to kill me, to hide. Like, my ex from Saskatoon's like, yeah, you better hide. Like, I'm scared for your life right now, Shanell. Like, 20 different people, okay? And I'm like, okay, what the hell, man? So me and her go into the cop station. We're like, yeah, like, I have all these bruises all over my body. Here's the video of him beating me up. Here's my smashed up phone. Like, here's all the proof. Like, do you guys need any more? And they're like, oh, so you weren't lying to us. Oh, like, the people who got beat up and got their phones smashed aren't the ones lying? Like, oh, okay, like, maybe we'll be on your side now. So turns out he was already arrested because he showed some random girl his dick at the fucking pool or something like that. So then he's already arrested. We're like, okay, sick. So he stays in the mental hospital for 3 weeks. Life started being great, man. We got Wi-Fi. I've been hustling, so I know I started OnlyFans. I'm gonna make a video and explain more of that for you guys, because like that just came out of nowhere. And then also, like, I've been doing Forex. I've been working on top of that. I have a serving job. I also do packaging for another company. Like, I have like 5 different jobs right now, and so I just got back on the grind, doing so well, like, not worried. Like, for the first day, because we didn't know if he went to the mental hospital or not, like, I was really paranoid. We like literally had like things covering the door and stuff, but like for these 3 weeks, it was the best 3 weeks of my life. I felt like I was back in paradise, man. And then he gets out again, and my friend feels bad and wants to help him get back to Saskatoon. And you know what, I love him, man. Like, I love him, but mental illness is a killer. And if you do not work on yourself when you have mental illness, you shouldn't be ashamed to have mental illness. You either were born with it, drugs made you have it, whatever, your life experience, whatever. You shouldn't be ashamed that you have it. But if you don't work on it, then it's super hard for other people to be around you, especially when I'm not even like your family or anything. Like, it's just, you need to work on yourself. Everyone, even people who don't have mental illness, need to work on themselves to be mentally positive. And so, like, I then realized everything, and I was like, he can't come by the house. Like, we have a restraining order. And he kind of just, like, I don't know, he just disappeared, fell off the earth. And we just really want him to go home, get the help he needs, so we can know the awesome person that we know, because we love him, man. We do. Like, he's an amazing person. But it's like freaking Kanye West right now. Like, Kanye's an amazing artist, amazing guy, has done amazing things for our planet. But at the same time, when he's off his medication, it's just, who is this guy? We don't even know this person. And like, it's the person, you still love them, but the thing is they need to want that help for themselves, and they need to want to get better for themselves. And I think this just last 2 months of my life I've learned so much about people, about reacting, about the way you react, about everything, just so many different things. And I learned so much more about mental illness. I've grown up with mental illness my whole life in my family, and so I've already seen these behaviors, okay, but I just, everyone's different too, so everyone's experiences are different, behaviors are even different. But I wouldn't say I regret it, because it was a huge learning experience, but at the same time, I'm never gonna let that happen in my life again, and none of this will happen again. I'm on the road to success right now. I'm on the path to greatness, and I'm never gonna let that fall again. So just stay on my own path, stay in my own lane, do my thing, have fun with you guys, and everything will be great. So I just want to apologize for all of that, spilled some tea, maybe I'll do a part 2 to the video if you guys have questions, because like I just covered a lot and didn't explain anything really except big parts. But yeah, I have a bunch of videos that I already created for you guys. I just need to upload them. So I hope you guys stay tuned. Press that subscribe button, like this video, and I miss you guys. I love you guys, and stay shining, stay great, and just remember to be happy. Think positive. There's always a positive in every negative.